Okay, welcome back to American Agenda. We all know Kamala Harris has done quite a bit of flip-flopping on issues now that she's running for president. She's done so when talking about fracking, being the border czar, healthcare. We've seen a complete 180 in her policies. But how about flip-flopping now on her economic plans that she just announced a couple of weeks ago? I'm not even kidding about this. What appeared to be the cornerstone of her economic agenda, price controls, don't seem to be anymore. So first, let's revisit what she announced in North Carolina when we first got a taste of what her economic plans were, or if she even knows what they are anymore. Let's listen.
I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food.
Obviously, she said price gauging. She meant gouging, or maybe she didn't. Maybe she has no idea. Anyways, what she said was she was going to unleash the government on American businesses and tell them what to charge via a bill through Congress. Death to free markets, bring on the price controls. Well, apparently, though, word going around D.C. is none of this is true. That Harris actually has no intention at all of following through with this. Here's what Politico is now reporting on the topic. Quote, such a bill has no chance of passing Congress anytime soon, even if Democrats win the White House and Congress this November. That is according to 6 Democratic lawmakers and 5 Democratic aides who were granted anonymity to discuss the matter candidly. These people said Democrats in Congress have been privately telling critics that this part of the Harris plan is not viable. Rather, they've argued it's a messaging tactic, a way to show that she understands food prices remain an economic burden for many Americans and to redirect voters' anger about inflation onto the corporations in a way that progressives in particular have now cheered. So don't blame me, Harris is saying. Blame American businesses that had to raise prices to stay afloat during inflation. So then let's take it a step further, though, and then we find ourselves back to square one. If she's not implementing price controls, then Kamala Harris has offered nothing yet about what her plan to combat inflation is. There's nothing on it. In fact, last week in Chicago at the DNC, it's reported that one of Harris's top economic advisors, Brian Nelson, couldn't even cite any specifics when it came to price gouging. Quote, pressured on the issue during a roundtable hosted by Bloomberg News, Nelson could not provide any specific examples of companies that are actually doing this, that are actually price gouging. And now we're starting to see that overall Democrat machine is starting to walk this back as well. Here was Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, who is the acting co-chair for the Harris campaign, recently on Meet the Press when asked if this was nothing more than a gimmick.
Well, I think people are reading too much into what has been put out there.
So we're reading too much into what has been put out there. What are we supposed to think when the woman running for president unveils her economic agenda? Are we not supposed to take her word for it? I mean, what is going on here? And then Harris and her team is already having to walk this one back. I'm going to end it with this. Tomorrow, Trump is in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. So I was doing some research for tomorrow, and I came across an article about the issues facing Johnstown and Rust Belt cities like it. The article ended quoting a voter, and this is what they said. What does she really even stand for? It's all unicorns and butterflies. There's no substance. And to be honest, she is just not relatable to the average voter in Cambria County, where Johnstown, Pennsylvania is. And what she stands for just got even more ambiguous now, as it seems that her plan for price controls and combating inflation is nothing more than a gimmick.